ChatGPT can now search the web, which means its outdated, annoying cut-off knowledge date isn't really a problem anymore. And in this video, I'm going to show you how to first use it, and then I'm going to show you 10 ways that you can use ChatGPT to revolutionize the way you work, the way you have fun. I'm the Techpreneur. Let's get started. To get started with ChatGPT Search, click on the search icon and you type in, well, what's the weather in Tokyo like? Once you've done this, it will search the web. It will go to Google. It will go to other places. It also shows you a list of the sources that it has used for this. In the next example, I'll show you how you can get a leg up on your competitors if you run a business. E-commerce online competition is these days getting extremely brutal and extremely crazy. So how do you stay ahead? You can use ChatGPT Search for that. Let's say you work in the beauty and skincare industry, which is really competitive. Here's what you can ask it to get ahead of your competitors. Well, I chose the L'Oreal Paris as an example. It shows you the sources as well, which is really great. These are the latest things that they're launching. The last thing we're gonna do is ask it to create a comparison table of what Lancome and Revlon are doing in comparison to L'Oreal Paris. So I ran into an interesting problem where I kept asking it the same question, like just create a simple basic table, but it wouldn't do that. It ran into this error. It just won't work for me. So you have to be accurate about the type of question you ask. You have to be very specific as well, because this happened 2 or 3 times for me. To fix this problem, I basically had to really be very specific about the question, like, oh, create a comparison table between them and like add in the information from the search query, like the latest trends and how they're utilizing the trends, which is what it now spat out. And look at that, it beautifully spat it out. It's very accurate, very straight to the point. It also gave the sources as well. In the next example, we're going to be looking at if you're a developer or if you're someone who's looking for the latest coding technologies or the latest information you need to use. This is it. So for example, I'm a developer and I'm looking for the newest email provider I can use. So I asked it this question, like, what for Next.js, for example, and it literally gave it to me along with the sources for it, like where it got it from, which is really awesome. Or looking for new things for your house, they're looking for plants. Everyone loves plants, right? Well, let's ask it, what are the latest house plants that everyone is buying in 2025? Let's see what it comes up with. Okay, yeah, the snake plant is actually true. A colleague did actually recommend it. Apparently it's all over Amazon, but yeah, those were the few plants that recommended. And if we look at the sources are kind of like from popular websites. There's so much crazy stuff happening in the world today. I mean, you just have to look at the news literally. What exactly is happening today when it comes to the market? Let's say you work in finance or in crypto. How exactly are all of these countries handling this? Well, why don't we use ChatGPT to create a comparison table of what's happening based on the latest news? So basically, I asked it what's happening in these different countries based on the current political events. And to avoid the problem from last time, I became more specific. So I asked it what's happening in the UK, the UAE, and the US, which are some of the biggest crypto markets. And it gave me information about the market growth, the regulatory environment, and industrial applications, stuff like that. It also gave me the sources as well, which is, as you can imagine, really useful. But obviously, you can add your own prompt to really help you out, but this is just a basic example of what you can do with it. 2024 was a crazy year when it came to music, but what's happening in 2025? What are the latest trends like from 2025? And what are the trends that are coming over from 2024? Let's use ChatGPT to find out. All right, so I wrote literally like, what are the top trends for 2024 and 25, and what can we expect in 2025? And I also had to use the search icon as well. It basically brought up like the latest trends, like, you know, what's coming over. So you'll see here, like, it does a pretty good job of showing you guys the stuff that's coming out. Obviously, you can use this prompt for something that you guys want as well. It does show me the sources. You can use the ChatGPT web search to create case studies, and a perfect example is with the return to office becoming so high right now. Why is it happening? Let's find out. Let's ask ChatGPT web search, why does JP Morgan want us to all back in the office? Now, the prompt I asked is, why is JP Morgan Chase asking its employees back into the office? I also used the worst case study, and it was a search, so it went through different uh, like Google sources, like The Guardian and other news sources. But this is how it looks like. Obviously, you can adapt it to your own the way that you want, but this is how it looks like. It's okay. You can use ChatGPT Web Search to also learn skills that are relevant to your industry. So, for example, as a developer, I can use it to supplement its knowledge because sometimes its knowledge is outdated. Here's the example for you. So I'm going to ask it what's new in Next.js in 2025 to use Next.js docs when it searches the web. Don't forget, you do have to click on the web search so it does know that it searches the web instead of its outdated knowledge. So it is actually going through the web now as of January 2025, because remember, its knowledge is only up to date to October 2023. Composable, and it also shows the sources here, which is great. So you can definitely adapt it to your own prompt that you're interested in. Let's say you're traveling to Tokyo and you have a cool activity you really want to do with friends. This is where ChatGPT Web Search can do. It can actually search for local places. For this activity, we're going to ask it to find local pubs in a neighborhood called Gisna in Tokyo for a pub crawl. Searching the web. I've never seen this interface before. You can use ChatGPT Web Search to do a competitor analysis of different products, and that's what we're going to do. We're going to compare the Android versus the new iPhone. I'm going to ask it how the iPhone 16 compares the Samsung Galaxy S24 for a casual user searching the web. It does a pretty good job. Goes through both pages, like on the different websites, basically. Okay, and these are the sources as well. It does a pretty good job if you want to compare different products, stuff like that. Stay tuned. The last example is coming up next. That is the new IL. We're going to ask ChatGPT what people think about certain products. What do people think about the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold? What do customers like about it? What do they dislike? If I adapted the prompt to be a bit more specific, it will probably come up with more specific stuff, but it does a pretty good job overall of showing what people like and what they dislike. This was the last example, everyone. What did you like or dislike about ChatGPT Search? Let me know in the comments below. What was your favorite thing that it could do? What was your least favorite thing that it could do? Please comment, like, and subscribe so we can make more content like this. Thank you so much for watching, everyone.